The Quarantine Chronicles.
Welcome to Rage Against the Mainstream, your full spectrum source for all things music, insight, and opinion. This is episode 2 of the Quarantine Chronicles. Speaking of chronicles, the first couple syllables in the word chronicles is chronic. Today is April 20th, known worldwide as 420. How are we doing today?
2020.
How are we doing today, fellas?
I'm
good.
Well. Doing well.
Taking part in the festivities?
I myself legally cannot. Due to governmental restraints.
What festivities?
Yeah, what are these alleged festivities you speak of?
I don't know personally because I can't partake.
I try and stay festive all the time.
So, whatever.
And I
think
mean
that I feel
don't
like
mean
the
just every
devil's
day.
lettuce is a sin.
I mean all the time. Currently, I'm eating some toast cheese crackers, just kicking back.
Oh yeah.
5 grams of protein in these bad boys.
5 grams of protein. What's the serving size?
The full 6 crackers.
Damn.
6 crackers.
Well,
Got 8
5 grams of protein.
Got 8% of my iron here, 2% of my potassium. I eat 50 more of these bad boys. I'm fucking set on potassium.
You could just live off those crackers for the rest of your life.
That's right, bro.
well,
That's unbelievable.
well, you got to remember,
Look at-
Connor's still adjusting back to normal fucking human being food. All he's had
That's
was like
true, yeah.
freeze
It's
dry.
only been a
fucking...
couple weeks since he's been back. Yeah.
This is all I've been eating. I've been living off toast cheese since I was on Mars, bro. I got hooked.
So, have you guys encountered anything new or interesting in the past week?
Yeah, Bill, I think we remember a few weeks back I showed you that track from that new Warbringer album.
Yes.
Yeah, so they released another track a while back. They're also coming out with that new album. Drops in 4 days. They dropped another song off of it the other day. And it's good. Like I showed you that first track. The first track was Firepower Kills. They dropped the second track's called The Black Hand Reaches Out.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you like that first song by them that I showed you from the new stuff, you'll like this. I mean, it's just like I mentioned last week with Testament. Like this is another newer thrash band that has like that old school 80s vibe to it. And it's good. Like I like when newer bands, because we constantly talk about, I rather hear something that's like comfortable and familiar, that's good, as opposed to something groundbreaking that's terrible. And this, Warbringer's definitely putting out consistent music. The new album drops in 4 days. Kind of excited for that.
Oh, hell yeah. Have you encountered anything new or interesting, Connor?
Yeah, Redman's January single, Slap the Shit Out You.
Oh, dude.
It's pretty good.
That song's
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Hell
the,
yeah,
the
dude.
fucking music video is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, you guys did hear it? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you buy me?
It's awesome.
What was the one thing? It's like, can you buy me some shoes? I'll slap the shit out you. Oh man, that was funny.
Good old Reggie Noble.
A couple weeks ago, I was cruising through the good old Twitter sphere, and that band that I listened to and recommend a lot of their shit, the band Camino, they parted ways with their bass player, and they claimed it was for personal reasons. And due to some digging in on their Twitter, turns out that he was basically doing like the normal scumbag fucking rock star thing and like messaging fucking like preteens and shit and sending dick pics and like, this is who I am. Dude, just when you think like man, I found something that's like wholesome and like nice, and it's like, nope, sorry, bass player's a fucking jerk off. I guess let's roll into On This Day in Mini Music History. Connor, would you like to do this, the honor?
1971. We have 5 friends at San Rafael High School in California coined the term 420 as a euphemism for smoking marijuana. April 20th becomes a popular day to spark one up, as does 4:20 p.m. every day. Note that the Boston song Smokin' clocks in at 4 minutes 20 seconds, and if you multiply the title numbers in Bob Dylan's Rainy Day Women number 12 and 35, you get 420.
God, so clever.
Yeah,
Isn't that song older than 1970?
Huh? What song?
Is it Rainy Day Women?
Rainy Day Women came out in the early 70s. That's off of Blonde on Blonde. I'll tell you right now. But I know...
It's from 66.
What, Blonde on Blonde?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so 66. Okay, so, I mean, right around that time. So
yeah,
we're saying like Bob Dylan actually was way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Pointing that.
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
so instead of the 5 friends at San Rafael High School, we're going to give credit to Bob Dylan from Rainy Day Women 12 and 35 on his 1966 greatest album,
and
Boston.
Blonde on Blonde's my favorite by Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, that's by. It's funny because when we talk about like certain albums will become the certain favorites, but for a long time it was Highway 61, even though that's kind of like their most publicized through Bob Dylan. But yeah, Blonde on Blonde, because Visions of Joanna is probably one of my favorite songs by him.
Stuck Inside of Mobile is my favorite.
Dude,
Bob
Stuck
Dylan
Inside
song.
of Mobile is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, and Smokin', that album was actually released in '76, self-titled by Boston. So.
Well, that
even
makes sense.
Boston, yeah, kind of took from that 1971 statement of these 5 friends. But again, Blonde on Blonde came out in '66, so we know where to give credit.
That Boston album is fire, though.
Oh yeah, that first one.
I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah, I guess everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's funny because the album itself, I got a bunch of records that were handed down to me from my mom. I got them from Christmas, and I got this Audio Technica, fucking turntable, and I bought a receiver and some speakers, and like she had that first album on vinyl, so like I actually get to listen to it like it's in its original pressing.
1993. Looking to mimic the success of New Kids on the Block, entrepreneur Lou Pearlman sets out to create his own boy band. After auditioning hundreds of performers, he chooses 5 unknowns to be his Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I mean, I was on YouTube and they actually have the Lou Pearlman documentary on there, and it just shows that he's fucking he was like an opportunist, dude. He saw the right time to do this kind of thing and he made it happen, and he just got greedy with the whole fucking bag, and he, did the NSYNC thing to compete against the Backstreet Boys, and then there was a couple girl groups that he did too. And basically, that MTV show, Making the Band, that was him.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when we watched that documentary a while back, like, I mean, obviously Backstreet Boys is just kind of like, a nostalgic view of our generation. I mean, that was just something that came out of left field and became like a staple in music for a period of time. It was a huge wave. But just like Lou Pearlman, I know you said there was a documentary about him himself, and we talked about that after the Netflix documentary. Like, it would be cooler to see just a documentary on Lou Pearlman and exactly what he did.
Yeah.
The whole fucking, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys thing, at the end of the day, dude, like, Lou Pearlman was a businessman, and what he did, I mean, he made 2 acts extremely profitable, and, I mean, you can't really knock the guy for that small bit of, like, what he did. I mean, at the end of the day,
no,
it's
you definitely
up.
can't.
You
definitely can't fault him for that. But just the way, like, he went about doing things, like if you do get the chance to watch it, it shows you, like, the fucked up shit he was doing during and after the whole boy band craze. Like, it's something else, dude. It definitely makes you question his abilities of a businessman.
Yeah.
He's dead now, right?
Yeah, he died in prison.
Yeah, he died in prison.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know the truth.
1999, rapper Mace, age 21, announces that he is retiring from music in order to, quote-unquote, follow God. He returns with his 3rd album, entitled Welcome Back, in 2004.
Just in time for him to get smashed by Kanye West.
Yeah, he entered back in the scene at the wrong fucking time there.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah. But Mace, though, he actually, like, I remember him in the late 90s. And I remember specifically because I used to play this like weird fucking game where it was like almost like Tekken or something, and you were like rappers and you fought. It was like some Def Jam game. But
oh, okay.
I remember like
I think
the
I know what
song.
you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like some Def Jam like street fighting game. It was very weird. But I remember like Mace especially like being on Bad Boy. Like he did those songs with fucking P Diddy. Like he has one of those songs where it's like the most typical P Diddy moment in one of those fucking songs. I forget that he did the music video for. But yeah, Mace was just kind of like a bad boy rapper. I mean, outside of like Biggie and some of the bigger acts, he was just kind of like part of the bad boy system. There wasn't really anything special to Mace, in my opinion.
Huh.
That's fucked up, dude.
Sorry. That's what happens when you go and follow God and come back when you think you're going to be relevant. I mean, when was the last time you could tell? Name me like one Mace single.
Welcome back.
Touche. Well played.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's no highlights to Mace in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe that Def Jam fucking fighting game.
Yeah.
All right, so
Def Squad.
all right, so let's roll into our main topic here. Since this pandemic happened, and obviously we're not the only ones that are suffering. Probably one of the biggest fields that are suffering from this whole thing are the musicians and fucking touring bands and shit, because as we all know, most bands make their money from touring and merch sales and shit, and if you're not playing shows, you're not fucking making any money.
Yeah.
Now, I guess the question that this poses is shows that were in fact canceled. I remember last week I had mentioned that the Dropkick Murphys did the live stream full show. It was an hour-long show on YouTube. Now, do we feel like it would be a good idea if these bands were to do live stream shows, concerts, and use it as sort of like a pay-per-view type thing?
So
I'm not paying for that bullshit.
So this is the way I would
go on
see
YouTube and watch whatever concert I want from the past. I'm not going to pay to see a new one.
Yeah, so this is the way I would see it, because you see like pro shots and stuff like that of like concerts like after they've been recorded and after it's been produced and you're able to kind of see it on YouTube later down the line.
Yeah.
Given this circumstance, I think it would be really fucking cool. I don't think they should charge what ticket prices would cost. I don't even think they should charge what like UFC fights would cost. But if you figure the ability, like even if it was like $9.99 to like see one of your favorite bands, like from because like you go and see recordings, like most of the time it's from someone's phone.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know what it is, it's like every single time, and not to be totally fucking rude, but I'm going to say it, it's like every single person that records these shows has like Parkinson's. Like you can never get like just a fucking steady camera. You never get a good view. Nobody ever like it's just a very poorly shot video.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, if there are shows that they get recorded from like a very professional stance. Like I remember, Bill, like I showed you that drum cam video of like Danny Carey from the most recent like Tool tour.
Yeah.
I mean, even like I mentioned, like pro shots of like actual live DVD, tours that you get to see later down the line after it's released.
Yeah.
I would pay like $10, $20 even for certain bands. And if you think all the people that can't travel, if you play one live show and be able to put it out there and you get the entire nation, entire world to be able to pay for that streaming.
Yeah.
That'll compensate for the ticket sales for like each individual show.
Not happening.
Yeah, no, I know it wouldn't happen, but I'm saying in this circumstance,
people are not.
Bro, I
paying
guarantee
for
you, if
concerts.
Rage Against the Machine right now, instead of what they were doing with Coachella and everything coming up, if they put out a live stream show for $9.99, you know how many people would buy that?
Oh yeah, dude. A
lot of people would definitely pay for that. Bro, think about sports. Like music is like just as big as sports, if not bigger. And think about how many people stream for UFC fights, because obviously they can't just get tickets. This is a different circumstance.
Yeah, but there's not going to be like a crowd or anything there. It's just going to be fucking Rage Against the Machine in a room, like.
That's what I'm saying. So you could have it set up where it's like they would obviously have to adjust venue settings and get it into like almost like a recording studio type environment where you're able to see a live band.
Not to mention, if Rage Against the Machine did this, they would get flack. Like they would never see the end. They would never live to see the end of it. Like they would be ostrich. They would be like, everyone would be like, "Are you fucking serious? You don't have enough money, and you got to make me pay $10 to watch your concert."
Of course,
like,
yeah. I mean, I'm using them just as a prime example with a fan base, but yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like they would have to give you like something like cool that you wouldn't get, and that would make you want to pay the $10 for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
They would have to have a new song or some shit.
Yeah. And like I feel like something like that, it would be worth the money, especially if you were to have it like pro shot. Like for instance, Lamb of God did the fucking live at Hellfest from last year, and they live streamed that shit on YouTube. Obviously, that was well before all this happened. And dude, that was pro shot and everything, and it looked fucking awesome. And obviously, we don't have the chance to go to fucking Sweden or Finland or wherever Hellfest is. France, that's where Hellfest is. And obviously, we have no means to get there, but they played it on YouTube. Now, if that was the only concert that they were playing this year due to this pandemic, I would pay the $10 to see that, especially considering the fact they're putting out new songs.
I was going to say, I think I can kind of get behind what Connor's saying, too. Like, them not playing in front of an audience looks fucking weird. Because you figure those live streams of, like, them playing at a show, there's a live audience there, so they're producing a live atmosphere in front of a crowd. To be able to get a band to really do that, just standing on a stage without anybody actually witnessing them, and it's not like they can see the viewers, I mean, that's really fucking awkward, and you can't really get, like, the atmosphere set right, because there's nothing comparable to live music.
Oh,
it's the same thing if you go and see stand-up comedy. Like, imagine if you were streaming a stand-up comedy show where like comedians can't perform in clubs right now, and you're streaming their show, but there's no audience there, so then they're just making jokes, and it's like for instance, you ever seen like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart?
Yeah,
of course.
You know how they're doing it now with Trevor Noah?
Yeah,
it's terrible.
So Trevor Noah's been doing it from his home, right? And a lot of his jokes, like, for my opinion, he doesn't compare anywhere to Jon Stewart in like his comedy and the way he delivers news. So secondly, I was watching it the other night because I was falling asleep, and it was just happened to be on Comedy Central, and South Park was coming on afterwards. So I'm like, all right, I'll just let this rock. And he's up there like making jokes, but he's from his home, so there's no audience to give him feedback, to laugh. So it's like you almost don't even know where his punchlines are, because everything he would say, he would immediately say after that, but I'm kidding, seriously, like, it is, and then he would try to get serious, and then he would make a joke, and like, nobody's laughing. It was like super fucking weird.
That's
dude.
funny.
So it's the same thing with like live music. If like, imagine Randy Blythe up there or Zach De La Roca, like, trying to put on a show and give you that type of fucking energy, and there's just nobody there.
Yeah, but then again, dude, we're talking about bands that are on a fucking beyond professional level. And, like, these bands kind of do this shit now because they love the fucking music. And honestly, if you were to have Rage Against the Machine up there, fucking, I can guarantee you it wouldn't matter if there was 1 or 100,000 people up there. They'd fucking give a nasty show.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it should almost like change it, instead of like the format of trying to put on what you would see to pay for at a venue.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, like Nirvana's Unplugged, that could have been streamed live. All those Unplugged albums could have been streamed live.
I agree.
A very more of a formal gathering where it's like you're not really needing the audience to kind of produce the atmosphere, but really it's just about the music.
They kind of can't do it anyway, though, because whatchamacallit,
Are you like broken over there? What's going on?
I'm trying to they kind of can't do it because they can't all get together in the same room anyway.
Why not? 6 people.
Because you're not supposed to. You're not like whatever.
Yeah, but
6 people.
6 feet social distancing. If you have a stage,
yeah, bro. And if
you
figure how far like Kurt was sitting from fucking
Dave,
Dave and Chris, like, yeah, there was about 6 feet between them, even when the Meat Puppets got on stage.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm just saying that
the logistics
right now,
of it just wouldn't be
not
worth
be
it.
done.
But I'm saying, bro, if you think about how much energy and time it goes into formatting a live gig between fans, concessions, all that shit, that amount of energy to be spent in to figure out the proper ways to social distance, as well as keep the certain amount of people in the same area and have everybody divided, it can be done with the type of resources these bands have. It can be done.
I mean, honestly, dude, I honestly think that this could be like a new way to see concerts, like for real. Like you think about it, like right now, we're supposed to be seeing Lamb of God, fucking Megadeth, In Flames, and Trivium this July.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to see it, honestly, with the way
I
that
think
all this is going.
I honestly think just because recently in the news, it's a possibility that things will be going by July, but I still think events that were originally scheduled aren't going to be on the same time frame. I mean, if you think about sports in general, like, the Masters for golf was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, and they postponed that all the way through till November.
Yeah.
So they're planning like way in advance because they don't want to rush into it. It's like, oh, as soon as like the globe, I guess you could say, open backs up to be able to go out and socialize, people aren't going to immediately be like, all right, the event that we had planned from last year is still on at this same exact time.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
But it's like, with the whole thing you're saying too, Bill, with this being like a new way, I don't think necessarily it could create a new trend, but it's a new opening. Because like you said, like there's so many shows, like I would love to go fucking see like Death Fest in Maryland. There's a lot of things that I would like to see that I don't have normally the resources or the ability to go out and travel for.
Yeah, imagine
but
trying
if you
to go
said
to
like,
Wacken.
oh, hey, that's what I'm saying. Hey, it's streaming live, and granted, if you're paying like a fraction of what the ticket would cost, you're missing out on the merchandise. You're missing out on the actual atmosphere, so you're not going to get the same thing that somebody who paid $50 for a ticket's going to get. But I can at least see like, oh, this band's on. I'm going to pay $5 to watch their set. Fuck yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And you think about the ability to stream, like you'll make your money's back worth. Like think about Netflix. Netflix is so fucking profitable through streaming networks, and think about how many people are using other people's accounts. So they're not even getting real like value back for each individual
they're not getting
person.
the money they should be.
Yeah, but their value is still so incredibly high because of how many people utilize it no matter what.
It's actually not. Netflix
Bro, it is. You can
like,
tell based on their stock prices right now, they're fucking valuable.
Oh yeah, they are going up. For a while
Yeah,
they had
especially
like
now.
a negative. Yeah, okay. Last time I looked at it, they were like not doing well. Like
their stocks are like $360 a share. I mean, like if you put that on a pedestal, Apple's at like $250. I mean, you think about the standard. Yeah.
Toyota shares are like $120 or something.
Yeah, I mean, $370 for Tesla. Boeing's at like $140 right now. I mean, come on.
Well, Boeing's in trouble.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, think about this time right now and how it exposes how many people that wouldn't normally do stuff from home or shop from home that now are forced into it, or they'll be like, why haven't I been doing this for years? Why haven't I been doing this, for how much time it's been available? But people forced into this situation now and get to see how easy it is, how reliable it is. I mean, shit. I mean, streaming and online systems are like becoming almost a new standard.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's this kind of thing isn't new. It's kind of been done before. The Grateful Dead back in, let's see here. I'm pulling this up on billboard.com here. The Grateful Dead concerts made $52 million, set a record for biggest music pay-per-view event ever.
Wow.
And this happened 2015, I'm guessing. The Levi Stadium shows June 27th to 28th grossed $21.5 million from the attendance of 151,000. Blah, blah, blah. Hold on, that ain't right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go back here into pay-per-view section on Wikipedia. Yeah, in 2015, the pay-per-view broadcast of the Fare Thee Well celebrating 50 years of the Grateful Dead tour set a record for buys for a music event with over 400,000. In 2009, the live streaming broadcast of the Allman Brothers 40th anniversary show live from the Beacon Theater was the largest online pay-per-view streaming concert event, grossing in excess of $300,000.
Yeah, see, I mean, think about that.
It's been done, and it's proven that it works.
Yeah, exactly. And if you figure the way we talk about, like, streaming really taking out of the pockets of record sales and stuff, this is just another way to boost income for these artists.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, at the end of the day, like, when I'm sitting here watching YouTube videos of older shows or shows from 2015, 2012, whatever the case may be, like I said, if I got fucking expendable income and you're telling me I can spend $15-$20 to see Rage Against the Machine at Coachella, just watch their set, fuck yeah, I'm going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep using Rage Against the Machine
because you wouldn't rather just watch it on YouTube for free like a month later?
But this is what I'm saying. If that comes down to it, like, a lot of these shows don't get real good quality because it's from someone's phone, and it totally ruins the experience.
No, but I think what Connor's
like, how many live shows have I
think what Connor's saying is, why not wait for a month for someone that did pay the money for
bootleg
it? Bootleg it.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends because again, I would treat it as almost like how people get prepared to go. I'm going to my friend's house because he bought the fight on UFC.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on the event, I would make it a thing where it's like, yo, I'm having a fucking party. This band's playing. Everybody come in, pay $5 or something, depending on what the price may be, and fucking have like a thing with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know.
I mean, I'm not.
I just feel like it's something that could work. I feel like it's definitely something that people need to be looking into, or at least bands that are being affected, and bands that are touring like that, or even like the to the extent of Patreon and stuff for like smaller bands. Like, open up a Patreon event where you fucking charge somebody $5 to go see a show. I mean, honestly, like, what do you have to lose at this point? You have nothing but time. Nothing but energy to do it, to make money, to support yourself.
Yeah, I'm curious if, like, at any point they ever sat down, like, as the record industry and, like, broke down the logistics, like, if the, cost value is actually worth it, like, in gaining profits with however much money it might take to actually produce something like that, and what they could possibly gain in revenue. I'm curious if they've ever really thought into that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think,
because in reality, if it takes a couple $1,000 or $100,000 to, do the production value of getting it recorded as well as being able to stream it, but you make $300,000 in sales, like, really, you didn't gain too much, but what did you lose?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
And plus, like I said, it's just a way for all of us that are stuck in our houses to feel like we're living a little.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like something to look forward to. The same way if you're going to a show. In this circumstance, like I said, that show you mentioned particularly, like the Lamb of God Megadeth show, if that came on a streaming thing, like, depending on the situation, obviously I would want to see it with people that would enjoy it with me. But, like, on a night like this, if you said it was coming on at like 6 o'clock, more than anything, because I really wanted to see that show and I really want to see those bands, I'd probably pay for it tonight because I would treat it like if I go to the movies to see a movie that I could have very easily have seen when it was free in a few months.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Or bootlegged on the Water Twig in a few months.
Yep.
A lot of people don't have money right now either.
Yeah, well, once that stimulus comes through and the unemployment's jacked up, which has been, some expendable income.
Yeah, I don't know what this whole unemployment thing is. You guys speak of fucking.
It's fucking
essential.
great. I don't want to get into it because I don't want anybody to find out my current situation, but I'm doing much better than I had been.
Yeah, I'm making $100 more. If the $600 comes in, I'll be making like $100 more a week than I was when I was working.
True.
It makes me almost want to lose my job.
Yeah, my sister's still working from home as a paralegal, and she's like, what can I do to get fired? And not on bad terms.
That's funny.
Well, I still wouldn't recommend that because this $600 business is running out on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
it's going to stop on July 31st, and it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah,
shit.
So if we're still closed on July 31st, well, and the other thing is like.
Hit. Well, we're getting all the back pay no matter what to March 29th.
Yeah, okay. Well, that'd be nice. So, I might get a guitar.
Even if they don't pay us until July 31st, you're getting $600 from every week from March 29th. So you'll just get this huge settlement check, pretty much.
I'm dying for a fucking JM66, the fucking Japanese Jazz Masters.
Bro, honestly, with the amount of income I'm saving up, I'm probably gonna finally invest in an ESP. Dead serious.
It's about fucking
time.
I've always wanted a fucking ESP, dude.
I'm dying
between my Schecter and my Jackson. Like, I was just like on a stepping stone to event. Like, then I went out of left field and had that fucking Mustang. That thing was pretty nice, though.
You miss your Mustang?
Fuck yeah, I missed that Mustang.
Was your Mustang a Japanese or a Mexican?
It was a Mexican.
Yeah. Fucking, I miss, no, that's not what I was going to say. My Jaguar's not too far from a Jazzmaster because it's got 2 humbuckers in it, but
Yeah.
I kind of, man, I've just been listening to like a bunch of shit that they use Jazzmasters, and I'm like, fuck, man, I need a Jazzmaster.
Like Bush.
Bush, fucking
Dinosaur Jr.
Dinosaur Jr.
Dinosaur Jr., yeah.
Yeah, it's all Jazzmasters.
Fuck.
I'm gonna buy an Explorer finally.
All right, so let's come down to a resolution here. What do we say? All right, yay or nay if you would approve of live shows? Do you think it's a good idea? Yay or nay?
100%.
Being streamed. 100%
I mean,
yay
yay.
for Bill?
Yep.
I guess yay, but I mean, I wouldn't pay for it.
I'm going to say yay, and I'm going to say it also on the basis that depending on the artist and the circumstance, I'd probably pay for it, but it'd be like a 50-50 situation for me.
Like,
Really nothing
maybe,
to lose, though.
Maybe if Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young got back together and did like a 3-hour concert, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. All right, yeah, let's do that.
$4
Let's say what's the one thing, and they could be alive or dead. Would you be willing to pay? Let's say $40 for to watch live and stream. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not paying $40 to live stream nothing. I don't care.
You wouldn't pay $40 to live stream
Hendrix,
Nirvana in their
fucking
prime.
Tupac, whatever. Nah, I can go on, bro. I can go on YouTube and watch their goddamn concerts.
What if it's not? Let's say it's not available anywhere else. This is the only time you can see it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would have to be exclusive. That's the only way I'd pay money for a live stream. It had to be.
Yeah, like NFL games. Like put it this way, NFL games you can't YouTube them except for ones that are like much older because it's like copyright to NFL films, right?
I don't like this extension of the conditions of the question because I mean like. What do you mean? There's nothing else available for Nirvana. Like what is Nirvana going to do?
This
Come
particular
back together
show.
and, what do you mean? Like,
let's say this is before YouTube
from
exists.
the muddy banks of Wishka and MTV Unplugged in New York.
This is before
disappear
YouTube
from...
exists. This is before YouTube exists.
Right? So this is as if the quarantine happened in like 2002.
Sure.
Yeah, but YouTube doesn't exist. The only thing we have is like pay-per-view events, like how you used to watch like fucking, SmackDown and Raw and like WWE fights and shit. Like you couldn't watch it anywhere else unless you put a VHS on and recorded it during the time it was on.
Yeah, 18 years ago I might have done it.
Okay.
Now, no.
I would definitely do it now. I mean, then again, it would have to depend on the show. Like I was saying, like the one that we're supposed to see.
If Metallica said tomorrow, bro, they've been doing free live stream concerts. Like,
bro,
if Metallica said tomorrow that they're gonna do one, it's $20. You're gonna pay for it,
Fuck no,
bro. I don't pay for Metallica to see them live, like in person.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
Gonna pay to watch a live.
Exactly.
Stream.
Yeah,
That's
Metallica's like Foo Fighters for me. If their ticket prices go over $60, I don't really care.
Yeah, but this is different though. If like the only way I'd pay for a Metallica live stream is if they were touring on the Black album, like back in the 90s, like 1991 or 92 would be the only way I'd pay for a Metallica concert, or a live stream.
The technology's progressed beyond that because you can always just go to fucking YouTube and watch a different concert from this band.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is the only way
I got a weird like sense of loyalty to that if it was in that circumstance. It's the same thing as like to me as like owning an album as opposed to streaming it for free. Like there's certain albums I'll go and buy that I already have downloaded.
The way to go for the streaming right now is for the bands to be going for goodwill with the fans. Like, do a free live stream and maybe try and get some ad revenue going in it. But other than that, you're not like gouging the fans right now for like fucking pay-per-view concerts.
Like,
that's how I look at it.
Fucking Metallica's getting ready to play Enter Sandman. James is like, man, I'm parched. Ooh, let me crack open this Red Bull. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know. I've been making $10 million a year since fucking 1985. But you guys got an extra $30 to spare for a live stream to see us play? Like,
they just need to bring back like Unplugged, dude.
I know a bunch of you are unemployed right now, and on the brink of starving. But got
why pay your rent when you can pay us to play songs that we've been playing for 30 years?
Yeah.
Why not?
For me,
your landlord can wait another week.
Like I said, it's not a terrible idea because I do think there's some money that could be made off of it, but
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Again, like I said, I wouldn't pay for probably anybody's live stream.
Like, pretty much,
because there's plenty of them for free out there.
I was just going off of like bands that require to tour in order to survive. You know what I mean? I'm not obviously not talking about bands like fucking Metallica and shit like that. I mean, like, you know, like bands like Dinosaur Jr. or bands like fucking like Living Color and shit. Like these bands that, you know, have to tour in order to survive.
Yeah, they don't make stupid money anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that's a little
that's
different.
Where I was
like,
going from.
But even still, like for Living Color to like reach out to their fans and like try and squeeze some money out of them, like it would have to be a smaller time band than Living Color or Dinosaur Jr. for me, because they've both made it to the point where they're comfortable. Like it'd have to be a band where they're like they haven't made it yet, and like this is like a disaster for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know,
True.
I'm just using Dinosaur Jr. and Living Color as like an example, like a band that isn't to the fucking extremes of Metallica or Alice in Chains and shit like that.
No, I hear you, but yeah, they've still made to me enough money where they can go a couple months without their touring revenue.
Yeah, like obviously if fucking Motley Crue was like, yeah, we're gonna live stream, Vince Neil, fuck you.
True.
You know, I mean, like bands like, you know, even like the ones that I've been interviewing, like these guys like rely on touring to live, and fucking like there's not able to do it right now. And I just feel like anything like that, like a live stream, like even if you were to do like a fucking virtual festival, that's actually not a half bad idea.
Bill Stock.
Yeah.
Bill Stock, dude, it's gonna fucking happen.
How many
We'll get
days are we
fucking-
talking here?
It would have to be 3 days.
3 days?
We'll get fucking Warren G. We'll get fucking Spoon. We'll get fucking Sebado.
There would have to be
We'll get
like a fucking
Wow, Sabado?
dude. There would have to be a rap day. There'd have to be.
Shit,
a
are they
rock
going to play
day
with
and then a
Pavement too?
metal day.
Pavement, I think, reformed as well.
Yeah, Bill Stock, dude.
Yeah, Pavement, Sabado. Why don't we just fucking throw Modest Mouse in there too?
Fucking.
Let's start this
Meat
petition.
Puppets.
Go on Instagram and pick what band you would like to play Bill Stock and hashtag Bill Stock 2020.
That's the new hashtag.
So it begins. We might need to shoot for 2021.
2020.
Yeah, you're gonna say 2021 or 2022. Yeah, this year's not looking.
This summer's
too
not
well,
looking too good, bro.
Tw-
Not good. Yeah.
Bill Stock hashtag Bill Stock 2021.
All right.
Be there.
All right. Perfect.
Should we move to the final segment of our program here?
Yes, we should.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who wants to go first?
I got one.
You got it.
Sorry, yeah, I got one that's actually, I was just cruising through our Instagram and I got one that's pretty surprising that none of us have recommended yet. Fucking Deftones 1999 magnum opus,
Oh, wow,
White
yeah.
Pony. Oh wait, no, it was actually 2000. Sorry.
Yeah, White Pony.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is the only
yeah, White
Deftones
Pony.
album I can get with.
Diamond Eyes was good.
Really, you don't like Adrenaline or Around the
Nah,
Fur?
not a big
What?
fan.
Around the Fur is fucking
Yeah.
nasty too.
Dude,
Yeah.
so is Adrenaline.
Yeah.
I gotta probably revisit because like I really couldn't get anything outside of White Pony.
Dude, the first three are dope.
You have to give them a
But
chance.
dude, their influences on White Pony were fucking crazy. Like, they cited Tool, Faith No More, Nine Inch
Yeah.
Nails, The Cure, pornography era, The Cure, Smiths, Morrissey, Jeff Buckley. They specifically cited as an influence for the song "Knife Party." It's crazy. Bunch of rap and hip hop. Yeah, White Pony is probably in my top like 50 albums of all time.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Nice.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
haven't heard that album, it's that's got it. That's like an essential must listen.
Yeah, White Pony is like there really has for me. You guys might not agree, but for me, it's arguable that there's been a better rock album released. Actually, nah, I already know. It's Toxicity's right there with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all around.
Actually, even System's first album, dude.
That was before.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, I guess if you're saying for that time.
I was saying I don't know if there's been a better rock album released since White Pony, but I might take Toxicity over White Pony. I don't know. They're close though. One day I'll take White Pony, another day I'll take Toxicity. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick one song off of White Pony, I guess it'd be Passenger with fucking Maynard.
Nice.
True. Yeah, it's a mood
But
album.
yep, White Pony. That's my pick for today.
Nice.
Excellent.
My pick for this week is the 1997 classic single from the Notorious B.I.G. off of the album Life After Death, Going Back to Cali.
Bill, you like Life After Death better than Ready to Die?
No, I like. I feel like both of them.
That's what I'm saying. He can't. Yeah, Ready to Die is the Biggie album. I was just curious because I'm not saying because you picked that because it's better. I was just curious which one you like better.
I like both albums. Honestly, I like the singles off of Ready to Die more. I mean, the singles off of Life After Death more. But as far as as far as a fucking like influential first album goes, fucking Ready to Die is it.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. You can't fucking tell me Hypnotize isn't fucking awesome.
I wouldn't say that, but I would say that it's not as awesome as Juicy and Big Papa.
I was just gonna say, Juicy is like
Juicy's like top 20 greatest songs of all time, probably for me.
Going Back to Cali is pretty fucking tight too. I don't know. I feel like
Give Me the Loot, dude. Give Me the Loot, such a good fucking song. I'm just Ready to Die to me.
Well, that's the thing though, is that it was his first. It was his debut album, and Life After Death was like it was like where he was like coming into his own. Like if there was a third fucking album, dude, that would probably top both of them without a question of doubt.
True.
See, I'm a big Tupac fan, obviously, and
what? No.
Ready to Die, like, is like you can't deny that. Like you can't deny Ready to Die is like at least in the same league as like the best Tupac album. Most people would say it's better than any Tupac album. I would say that I'll still take Me Against the World over Ready to Die.
They're on the same level.
They're definitely on the same level, yeah. But with Life After Death, there's a lot of filler on Life After Death, and I feel like the only thing that you can compare Life After Death to from Tupac is obviously All Eyes on Me, because they're both the doubles.
Yeah.
All Eyes on Me smokes Life After Death.
Yeah.
All right.
Smokes
So
it.
what do you got, Steve?
I'm picking the 1999 final studio album released by Rage Against the Machine, Battle of Los Angeles. My pick is track 6, Born of a Broken Man.
Nice.
Never a broken man.
That fucking riff, dude, in Born of a Broken Man. When we talk about guitar tones, man, Tom Morello, that fucking riff in that song is just so fucking heavy, dude.
Tom Morello is a fucking
yeah,
dude.
Battle of Los Angeles, like, dude, Rage really is one of those bands where, like, a lot of people go with the first album because of, like, Killing in the Name.
Or Evil Empire. Most people I know go right to Evil Empire, and then they
Evil Empire is my favorite.
That's what I'm saying. Battle of Los Angeles, though, is, like, always the oddball album. It's always, like, a debate between the first two, but, like, we were talking about, like, it depends. Like, it could be Toxicity, it could be White Pony, just like me, Alice in Chains. It could be fucking Dirt, it could be Jar of Flies. Like, right now, dude, I've been on a Battle of Los Angeles kick. That album just fucking all the way through. Dude. I mean, just the way it opens with Testify, dude.
Yeah.
Born as Ghosts is my shit.
Yeah, dude.
I love Born as Ghosts.
Leaving Calm Like a Bomb, dude.
Maria.
Sleep Now in the Fire, dude. Oh.
So, yeah, Maria, Sleep Now in the Fire, Calm Like a Bomb, Mic Check.
Yeah, dude.
Mic Check is the shit.
War Within a Breath.
New Millennium Homes. Like, literally, we could just sit here and name every
song
off.
But that's the thing. Like,
every song on Battle Los Angeles is ridiculously good.
Our group suggestion for this week is to check out the biopic Notorious.
Notorious. Oh, wait. Wrong Notorious. That's the fucking Tears for Fears song.
Yeah, this is just
or Duran
It's a biopic on,
forget.
you guessed it, the Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, and honestly, I think this is pretty fucking good. I think it's a really good one. I don't think it's the best.
Definitely better than the Tupac movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the All Eyes on Me one.
Yeah, All Eyes on Me was fucking garbage.
I agree.
Yeah, Notorious was really good. I remember when that fucking came out, everybody was talking about that movie because that was like one of those like first sincere biopics about either one of them.
Oh hell yeah!
You know,
and it just shows you like an inside look on like how fucked up that rivalry like really was.
Yeah,
and kind of
the beginning's really cool where like the teacher's like telling them, you'll probably wind up as a garbage man. Then he breaks down the math of like what a garbage man makes compared to a teacher, and like totally burns his fucking teacher right in front of the entire class.
He was like, he said some shit.
Sweet.
He's like, I found out that a teacher makes $35,000 a year, and a garbage man makes around $60,000 a year. And with the amount that you spent on college, it turns out the garbage man makes more money per year than your stupid ass.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like, that shit was tight. All right. Well, with that being said, this is another episode of the Quarantine Chronicles from Rage Against the Mainstream podcast in the books. Don't forget to jump onto our social medias and participate in our 30 days of music. And, hit us up on our Instagram and Twitters at RATM Podcast, our Facebook.com/RATM Podcast. And if you got suggestions, you can always get us on our email at ratmpodcast@gmail.com. But until then, this is Rage Against the Mainstream signing off for the evening. I'm Bill.
I'm Connor.
I'm Steve.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your 420. Hello, all you loyal listeners. If you're a fan of Rage Against the Mainstream, you might also be a fan of our new friends, the Movie Seller. Here is a quick little, promo for their show. Check them out.
Welcome to the Movie Seller, where we have a VHS collection,
so many fucking VHS tapes,
an internet connection,
it's acceptable,
and extremely uninformed opinions.
That you're kind of understating it.
My name's Dan.
I'm George.
And I'm producer Chris.
George, I really liked your interjections there.
Yeah, it was a good back and forth.
So we're cutting a promo, so we should probably tell people what the fuck we do.
Yeah, what do we do,
Yeah.
Producer Chris? What do you produce?
We are a podcast that watches VHS tapes in alphabetical order.
Yeah, man.
That's basically it. We start the show with 2 movies on board from a certain letter of the alphabet. We flip a coin between them, take a brief intermission while we watch it, and then we come back and we talk about it.
This one's way more boring. Like,
Nah,
this
I
one
think this is
sounds
pretty
rich.
good.
This makes us sound like we know what the fuck we're doing.
We don't. It's uninformed, man. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. We're out of
We're
time.
out of time.
Bye.